MARILIN Rivas lives in one of the poorest areas of Buenos Aires. Moreno, a place that when it rains, it is isolated from the other parts of the province because buses won't dare to go in. But these days, she has another reason to worry.
80 pesos we paid for this piece of beef. 80, and it just goes up, and we are trying to catch up. But my husband's salary doesn't go up in the same way, and that's the problem.
MARILIN lives in this house with her husband and 2 children.
Inflation is a major issue in Argentina, especially in places like this one, because it affects people's lives in every way. This family, for example, says that the food that you can see in this refrigerator, from tomatoes, eggs, among other things, they see the prices rise every month, and that it's difficult for them to make ends meet.
Since taking office over 2 years ago, President Mauricio MACRI has been struggling to cut a double-digit inflation rate inherited from the previous administration. But it hasn't been easy. The government has also lifted the subsidies on utility bills that allowed Argentines to pay cheaper electricity, gas and water. But that has also had an impact on prices. That's why this week, bakers gave away over 5,000 kilos of bread because they say customers cannot afford the rising bread prices anymore.
The rise in the prices affects us because it has caused a rise in the costs of making bread, but we cannot continue to pass the rising costs to the people because they cannot afford it. If things go on like this, then I will have to shut down.
Macri's popularity has suffered in recent months because of some of the unpopular economic measures he has taken in the last year. The president says he is convinced he is doing the right thing for Argentina.
It is a lie that nobody pays for the subsidies of gas and electricity. We all pay for it with inflation and debt. To pay for energy, we have to end debt ourselves, a debt that our children and our grandchildren will have to pay. The other alternative was to implement shock austerity measures, but we are choosing to be gradual in our reforms so that no Argentine is left behind.
With a changing government, Argentina has become the darling of emerging markets. But high inflation rates continue to be a challenge, especially for people like MARILIN, who have to struggle to get by. Teresa, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.